Sector Wars, play Astro Blaster.
If you destroy my baby,
Intruder alert. The intruder must not escape.
Dragon's Lair, a fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight.
you will need a torpedo space on it.
Get set.
Paperboy, he doesn't write the news, he just delivers it.
Money! Big prizes! I love it!
Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at a game called Blandia, and this was created by a company called Allumer. And this is actually the third in a series of games. The first one was called Great Swordsman, the second was called Gladiator, and the third was called Blandia. And there's a picture of the marquee of Gladiator, which was licensed to Taito in 1986, and it was a scrolling beat-em-up type of game. And there's the initial game, Great Swordsman, created in 1984 and licensed to Taito. And this is the third game in this series, and this is a versus fighting game, and it contains the characters from the game Gladiator. And it's really not that good a game. In fact, it's kind of fitting that they called it Blandia because it feels rather bland. But like I said, it has characters from the game Gladiator. The hero of the game Gladiator was named Gurianos, and he is one of the selectable fighters in this game. There was a character named Irene from Gladiator, and she is also a selectable character in this game, and she is called Irriana in this game. And I think another character, Diokles, might have been in Gladiator, and he is a selectable character in this game. But you can select from 6 different fighters, and this is set in like a Greco-Roman type of era. And there is Irriana on the left, and she's fighting against this Japanese type of fighter named Retsuzen. But I've never heard of this until MAME came along. I had seen Gladiator and Great Swordsman in arcades back in the day. But yeah, you can choose from McGill, Gurianos, Irriana, Jurane, Diokles, or Retsuzen. The game is generally not super hard until you get to the boss fights, and there are 4 bosses and a mirror match at the end. Then the game gets really freaking hard. But just like Gladiator, there are 3 buttons to control your the direction of which you're going to use your sword. You can strike upwards, medium, or middle, or low. And there will be special moves from the characters for each character. Most of them have just 3. All of them have like a charge attack where you can hold backwards and press forward, and any slash button. And there will be like a dash attack like that, which Diokles just did against me. When you get close to an enemy, you can press, I think, any of the attack buttons, and you'll be able to throw them. And throwing does some of the most damage. The special moves that you can do don't really seem to do all that much damage. It's kind of frustrating. Gurianos has a backwards charge and then forward slash. You hold back and then you push forward after a couple seconds and slash, and you'll do a charge attack with your sword. You can press down, down, forward, and the mid attack button, and that'll shoot a little fireball. And then you can press backwards, down, down, forward, and low. And you'll do another attack. And there's my fireball type of attack. It has sound effects from the game Gladiator. That looked like I got perfect. Note that the attack meter, as you take damage, it fills up with the color of red. So when it's all red, you lose. And you don't score much in this game. Certainly not as much as the typical fighting games. And there will be like one particular god that is watching over your fights, and they will like laugh or something as you continue to win. And now I face Irriana or Irene from Gladiator. Yeah, that charge move knocked her over, but it didn't do any damage. What kind of crap is that? You can knock off parts of the enemy's armor. See, I'm already losing a lot of my armor. But all that matters is the damage meter. She also has like a fire blast. The women in this game can be very annoying because they really don't let up, and they're very agile. And if an enemy jumps over your head, it takes you just about a full second to frickin' turn around. Very annoying. Yeah, I don't really care for this game much. And a lot of the music is the same in the game. Not much variety at all in the music. In Gladiator, there I used another fireball type of attack. But in the original Gladiator, I guess there was a way to knock off Irene's chest plate, and she would be topless, but only in the Japanese version. There we go. Shoot. But yeah, you just have to get 2 wins on your opponent to advance. And again, once you've beaten all 6 fighters, or all 5 other fighters, then you face 4 boss fights, and they're insanely hard. And then you get to face your own fighter at the end, which is weird because there's supposed to be like a boss fight at the very end of a versus beat 'em up normally. Not this time. You face your mirror match at the end. And now I face Retsuzen, a Japanese kind of flamboyant fighter with swords. Now the music is finally a little bit different. We will look at me playing as each fighter and using all of their special moves. There is a fighter named Jurane, and she has the most moves by far. We'll look at her later on. Really, you can get by without using any of your special moves. Just learn when is a good time to use low, high, or medium strike. And it sucks when agile enemies hop right over your head and you have to take a second to turn around. But yeah, know that the throw moves do some of the most damage in the game. That'll certainly win you some matches, learning when to throw. And again, when they're close to you, I think you can press any attack button and press towards them, and you'll be able to throw them. Oftentimes you can bait them into jumping towards you, and you can slash at them as they're jumping, and you can score a nice hit each time. Sometimes the enemies will do very predictable moves, and you can take advantage of that. As you face the boss fights, you know, after beating every other character, then they will do their absolute best to pin you into a corner, and you will likely not be able to get out of it. And they will always win a throw battle, or just about every single frickin' time. Damn it. There we go. Just gotta get a feel as to which enemies you can bait into getting them to jump at you repeatedly, and you can use a certain strike to take them out of the air and cause damage. Damn it, damn. And they're, the god that's rooting for Gurianos, I guess, is laughing. But again, the main character from the game Gladiator, the second game in this series, is Gurianos. Now we're going to play against McGill. His name was McGill, but he called himself Lil. Everyone knew him as Nancy. Rocky Raccoon, a Beatles song. McGill isn't too bad a character. I like his dash moves, and he has one move that's very, very useful, and that's to he does a little spin with his sword right there. Very useful for enemies that like to get close. You'll be able to knock him down. But other than that, he's kind of big and clumsy. And with the right timing and making sure that you win the throw battles, he might not be so hard. Yeah, early on you can win a lot of throw battles. Sometimes it seems that if you're ducking as the opponent moves at you and you press the throw button, you might win that more often, the throw battles. But after I do a near playthrough where I'll get to the boss fights with Gurianos, then I'll play as the other characters, and you'll see me do all their moves. Every character has at least a charge attack. Like hold backwards for a couple seconds and then push forward and a slash button. You do some sort of charge attack with your sword. But yeah, you don't get to accrue much points in this game. If you get at least, I don't remember, it's like 5,000 or so, you'll be able to get first place, I think. There's the god that's rooting for Gurianos that's laughing. And again, you'll do your mirror match after you beat all the bosses. The bosses are just so cheap and tough. And here is Jurane, and again, she has the most moves out of any character. She can make a column of fire. I guess he calls it a magic bolt, but that bolt, I think, appeared in the game Gladiator somewhere as an item that you need to block or something. Yeah, in Gladiator you could use your shield. Jurane has like a little fairy that can help her. It can like distract you or keep you from attacking her possibly, or pull you into her closer. And the best way to perhaps stop that is to just repeatedly wail on the attack button, and you might break out of it. There we go. Well, that's graphically messed up. Some of the foreground, the foreground is blocking the text after I won the match. It's really stupid. Yeah, this game isn't too great. I mean, you might try it if you're a great swordsman / gladiator completist, but it's just not a very good beat 'em up. I remember a while back that MAME was not able to emulate this properly. The graphics were all messed up at times, but it got fixed. Now I will go on to the boss battles, I believe. And yeah, the boss battles are insanely hard. The bosses are cheap, they hop around all the time, and they will pin you in a corner and not let you get out. Each character has their own ending. None of them are all that interesting, I don't think. And now we go to a golden castle and face the first boss, Lauan, some golden-haired elf type of gal, and she jumps around, hops around like a flea, and she loves to slide kick you. Really annoying. But yeah, trying to get into a throwing match with a boss, you're not likely to win that. Hardly ever. I can't really... And one thing that really annoys me is that when the boss throws you, it takes off a hell of a lot more damage than anybody else. Well, they didn't show off their victory pose or anything. That was quick. Quick end to the round. Yeah, that's just cheapo. Yeah, I can't really give you much tips or tricks against the boss. And she has like a 100-hand attack like E Honda from Street Fighter games. I will neglect to continue right here, but we will look at me facing the rest of the bosses in a little bit, and I will show you the other fighters and their special moves. That is Blandia by Allumer in 1992. This did not get the Taito license this time around. I will put in my initials. Look at the bottom, it says worst, 7,000. That is not worst, that is second best scoring. Why do they say that? Lionhead roars as you run out of time to put your initials in. Weird. And now we will just see me advancing to the next boss. I swear our king will destroy you, and yeah, you will face their king later on. And the next guy is called Xeldus, the Legend of Xeldus. And he's a big knight that likes to, or big centurion that likes to slide in with his dash attack. I was able to win a throw battle. Doesn't usually happen against a boss. Good sound effects, really. Not many other accolades I can give this game. I put on a cheat, infinite energy cheat, at this point. You know, with the initial gameplay, I did not have cheats on. But again, your special... scoot forward to me, having beaten the guy. Your special attacks are just not all that great. You could just get by with your regular attacks, really. Up till the boss fights. Yeah, that's an illusion. The real me is on the top floor. Come up here if you want to die. And then I think he is... Oh, he's not next. There's some other gal. Imageo? Imageo? I don't know for sure. She has magic attacks. Well, that looked all kinds of messed up. I guess there is a little bit that MAME might still need to clean up in the graphics department or something. But she's very nimble. All the women in this game are very, very nimble and love to jump over your head. And again, it can take a Gurianos a moment to turn around after they jump over you. Yeah, I don't know if you can knock off a breastplate off a woman and have them topless in this game like you could in Gladiator, or the Japanese version, which was called Ogon no Shiro or something. But we'll move on to the next boss. It's not possible. Guess I have to fight you by myself. Take this. And now we will have to fight, his name is Gildus. Gildus Radner. And he's also a heavily clad gladiator knight type. And yeah, he loves to pin you in the corner. Loves to do a little slide attack. And yeah, sometimes he gets stuck in a little jump up and down thing. I guess he's trying to bait me into getting close or something. No, I guess that's all that's about. It just seemed like it was broken or something. And he almost always wins the throw match. Well, that's Gildus, and he is the last. Don't underestimate my power. Ouch. And now we do the mirror match, and I will face myself, Gurianos. But we will see the other characters in a little bit and all their moves. Yeah, you don't need to worry so much about all the armor that's coming off of you, so much as you need to worry about your life bar. And yeah, throwing the enemy is what seems to take off the most amount of life from them. Who's that pointy-boobed gal that he's carrying? I have no idea. But you gotta see a brief ending for each character when you beat the game with them. That is Blandia by Allumer in 1992. And now we will see all the credits. Yeah, really kind of substandard versus beat 'em up. Again, I've never heard of this in the arcades. I'd only heard of it through MAME. Well, I hope you're enjoying your weekend. I hope the weather was very nice where you are living. I was able to mow my lawns today and get rid of some of the weeds along the fence. Got a lot more work to do around the house when I take 2 weeks of vacation time at the end of this month. Paint the fence, seal the deck, scrape off old paint from the windowsills and repaint them. Maybe wax my hardwood floors in the house. Scrape off the dried dog drool. Ugh. Shampoo my couch, perhaps. And they have a little creature that replaces the backwards N, just like the Space Invaders in one of the Space Invaders games replaces one of the messed up letters. And now we're going to look at Diokles' special moves. And there's his dash attack. That one connected. And it's going to face that Lauan character, and he's got a fireball attack. Most of the characters have some sort of projectile or fireball type of attack. And he's also got a another attack. I can't remember what it was called. I think we already saw it. Here is Diokles' ending. Did he scalp someone, or is he holding a wig, or is that supposed to be an enemy's severed head? Can't really tell. Or is it a yellow pom-pom? Don't know. Game doesn't really say. That is Diokles' ending. We're gonna not look at the credits because we already saw them. And I'm gonna play as Irriana, and we're gonna see her special moves. She does a little tumble towards the enemy and a diving attack. But again, Irriana was called Irene in Gladiator. And the original game in the series is called Great Swordsman. Yeah, the first two games were licensed to Taito, Great Swordsman and Gladiator, and this one was exclusively Allumer. But they produced the first two games in this series as well as this one. I think this got some sort of home port. I can't remember which system, but it's not a very good game. Yeah, when some of her jump attacks are just her kicking, not using her sword. Oh, she does a suplex as a throw. That's kind of cool. And she also has a fire attack. And we'll scoot forward to her ending. And note that when she plays the mirror match, the other character is got different colored hair and different attire. There's Irriana, or Irene's ending. But that means we're going to move on to a different character in just a minute. And I think I'm going to play as Retsuzen next. Yeah, that is one of his moves where he's some sort of cloud or ghost or spirit or something. Yeah, Retsuzen has 4 moves. But some of the characters, you have to hold down multiple buttons to do the trick, and some of them you have to hold them down for X amount of seconds, for a couple seconds, and then when you release them, you might have to push the joystick in a certain direction. If you really want to know like all the moves to this game, to the characters in this game, I could tell you them. Just ask in a comment, and I'll let you know. Effeminate laugh as he leaves the screen, and there's his ghost dash or whatever you want to call it, and here's his ending, the ending to Retsuzen. And I guess he sacrifices himself. They don't really explain why, for the life of his loved one. Okay. And next, I think we're going to look at McGill's ending. Yeah, here's McGill. And again, his name was McGill, but he called himself Lil. But everyone knew him as Nancy. I do like his spin move on enemies that get too close. I used a cheat to select a different character. I think I was supposed to play as Retsuzen, but I changed it to McGill. But yeah, that spinning sword move that he does is very useful if you want to pick McGill. And here's the mirror match with McGill versus McGill. And we'll just scoot forward to me beating McGill. And then we will see his ending. I guess he'll go home and become a lumberjack. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. And here's his ending. McGill, what a dumb name for a gladiator or barbarian type. And then all that we have left is Jurane. And again, she has the most moves by far out of any other character. She's got a lot of different moves. She makes me think of I think it was a red-haired character in Gunbird. Maybe they're based on the same type of character, I don't know. But we'll look at all of her special moves. And again, she has a weird fairy spell that can kind of confuse the opponent or draw them close to her or keep them from attacking too much. You just gotta whale the attack button to snap out of it, I think. And she has a column of fire. Yeah, the boss fights are just too hard. And the enemy's too cheap. And yeah, sometimes you just kind of somehow get them to just jump over and over and over again. So if you're that fairy spell drew them in. So if you back off a ways and you are in the lead, then they'll just keep jumping and lose. Who knows? But now we'll see Jurane's ending, I think. That's kind of weird. I beat my double, but then the beaten up character is my image, not the other character's. It's kind of stupid. She's bathing nude or topless in a spring. And that is all the characters' endings to Blandia. And again, Blandia is the third game in the series. But that was Blandia, created by Allumer in 1992 versus Beat 'em Up. Well, this is Crazy Calamity saying thanks for watching. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I will catch you later with my next video. Take it easy, everybody, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.